And then the third time he checked out what I had, he reached for it, so I gave him a good slap, and then he left. And I got back home, Jackie was like, "Did you get your KFC?" And I was like, "No, I got a crushed hand and molested." Ugh. Hello everyone, and welcome to the 200 subscriber, 250 subscriber Jack Hates the Cold special. I'm here at Bokor Hill Station for an upcoming video. It's quite a long way down the pipeline, but it's a 100-year-old hotel. It's strangely been refurbished around the 1980s, and this is my chosen setting to answer the questions from you guys, the viewers. Question number one is from Rosie, and it's, what has been your weirdest experience while traveling? I think my weirdest experience traveling is probably almost getting kidnapped while I was in I may bleep out the name of the country here because I don't want it to reflect badly on them, but it is a country that is completely full of security. There's cameras everywhere, they watch your every move, they know what's going on. So we were really drunk in a bar quite a long way out of the city. A close Ukrainian friend of mine got too drunk. We had to blag a lift from a man who was not a taxi driver, he was just a guy with a small trailer. We carried my Ukrainian friend into the back of the trailer, put her in there, and he started driving. He drove a way that we weren't familiar with, so we started getting a little bit unsure, and then he drove us to the only place in the city where there's no security cameras and the government cannot see you, and then jumped out and left and ran away. And us being new to traveling at that point, because myself and Jackie were only 21, we were really worried, but kind of clueless as to what was going on. Lena realized that we were definitely in trouble and this was not normal. She told us that. So we all up sticks, ran, carried, like, you know, we had two people either side of Natty carrying her away, and went through a storm drain, climbed out, and ended up miles out of the city that we were living in. And had to wait 3 hours for a taxi. So that was one of the weirdest things that I'd experienced. Also, almost getting touched up by a guy after, right, so Jackie got out of a taxi. I stayed in the taxi so I could go get KFC. I'm trying to run through this story real quick. I got out of the taxi, I shut my finger in the door and popped them, two of them, mind you, like popped the nail off them and they were bleeding, which knocked me sick. So then I didn't want KFC. So I went down the river to relieve myself. And someone followed me and kept checking out what I had. I kept telling him to leave me alone. And then the third time he checked out what I had, he reached for it. So I gave him a good slap, and then he left. And I got back home, Jackie was like, "Did you get your KFC?" And I was like, "No, I got a crushed hand and molested." I was like absolutely raging. But again, funny story, probably one of the weirdest things that's happened while I've been traveling. Question number two is from Donna, and it is, what are the toilets like and what food has really turned your stomach? As in, what has been a definite, no, I'm not eating that. Food wise, it's definitely dog meat. Unfortunately, I did see it. I managed to protect Jackie's eyes and she did not witness the dog meat, but even being around it is very uncomfortable for her and myself, as we are dog lovers. I'm not judging cultures who eat dog meat, because it is a cultural difference. It does seem to be getting less common in cultures the world over. However, you can't write off a culture or write off a destination because they eat different animals to you. For example, in India, they don't eat cows, and they have motorcycle gangs that go and beat people up if they've heard that they've eaten cow. To us, that seems a bit far-fetched and it seems a little over the top. However, culturally, for them, cows are sacred and you should not eat them. But if someone came and told you, "You can't eat that steak because I think cows are sacred," you would say, "Leave me alone, I'm eating the steak." Same thing with the dogs. Another example would be that pigs are just as intelligent as dogs, and culturally we're fine eating pigs. So don't judge a culture based on what animals they eat, to an extent. And don't write off a destination because of things that you don't particularly want to see. Because other things in Vietnam were gorgeous, such as Ninh Binh, Grand View, Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh, Train Street. Nha Trang was gorgeous. It's a beautiful, wonderful, friendly, cheap, warm, beach-filled country that occasionally you might see some dog meat in. And in terms of the toilets on this trip around Southeast Asia have actually been completely fine. I was skeptical because having lived in China for a while, you deal with, you're using squat toilets all the time, which if you don't know is like just basically a hole in the ground, you squat and use it. But we won't go into too much detail on that one. However, here, almost everywhere, Western toilets are available. The ones that you're used to at home that you can, sit down on and be comfortable and not have to really like do leg day to go and have a So yeah, not bad at all. But you do need to carry your own toilet paper around when you're on trips out here. Question 3 is another toilet related one. For some reason, you all seem to be obsessed with how bad or good the toilets are here. It's simple, from Jack. Bum gun or nay? Bum gun, of course, every time. Never felt cleaner in my life. If you need to know what that is, go and Google it. Frank, my granddad, asks, you are moving around the world so much, Jack, your diet must be changing frequently. How are you managing to adjust? In a nutshell, I'm not. I try to eat local food and local cuisine as much as possible. However, if I do that for too long, I get some serious stomach issues just because of possibly the amount of oil or the fact I have a slight intolerance to peanut oil. And there's no bread. It's just a different cuisine entirely. So it kind of upsets my stomach after too long trying to eat too local for too long. Yeah. So I eat local most of the time. I would say 4 days out of the week. And then if my stomach's starting to feel a little dodgy, I'll switch back to Western food for a little while. Next question is from my mum. She says, why have you got a mullet? Because it's glorious. Unless I've been wearing a helmet all day, don't judge me on this, please. That's why. Thanks, Mum. What's been your most amazing sight that you've seen and weren't expecting? From Christine. I don't know about the not expecting. Oh, I do know about the not expecting. The one that is most amazing for me was Kwangsi Waterfall in Laos. It's magnificent. It is beautiful. It's got this beautiful turquoise water. This is all coming up in a future video. Look forward to that one. Kwangsi Waterfall. It's just incredible. And as you're traveling around these places, waterfalls are a very common thing. You go to a new place and one of the standard things that you will probably go and see will be a waterfall. And you might think, oh, I won't bother with that one. I saw a waterfall last week or I saw a waterfall yesterday. But Kwangsi was so unexpectedly magnificent. It's just incredible and definitely worth visiting. Thank you for the question, Christine. Andrea Feliva asked me, can you walk by your hand for 30 meters? No. Next question comes from Matthew on Instagram. He says, what has been your most memorable moment, good or bad, during your travels? I'm gonna stick to this trip rather than all trips. Revisiting Angkor Wat, karaoke in Chiang Mai was just a wonderful night. Max witnessing a frog get crushed, which I won't put on here because it's sad, but also very funny. I might put it on a video later. Learning about the fact that the government had to come down and shut down the party town of Vang Vieng. It is still a party town, but it's a lot safer than it was. That's all coming up in an upcoming video as well, where we go into why it was banned, how many people were dying, and what's the state of the party capital of Laos now. We have 2 questions from Avec Yannick. One that's complete nonsense. He did apologise though. How's that dick? Sweaty, most of the time. Thanks, mate. And the more sensible question from Avec Yannick is, what made you do this journey? I do go into that in quite severe, probably over detail, in the very first video that I uploaded, which is titled, Why Would You Make a YouTube Channel? It's available on the JHT Season 1. It's the first video in that playlist. But in a nutshell, I love traveling, I love meeting people, and I get bored, so travel suits me down to the ground. As expensive as it is, the dream is to make money off of this YouTube channel eventually. Obviously, it's a long way down the line, and a subscribe would help with that if you're feeling charitable. Travel just really suits me because I tend to just get bored so quickly. If I'm in the same situation for 6 months or more, I get a bit down and a bit fed up, and I have like anxiety creeping in because I just feel like I'm in a rut. So travel suits me that way. I like not knowing what I'm going to be doing, not having a routine, and just finding stuff as I go. It makes me a lot happier, it makes me a lot more outgoing, and I love it. That's why I do it. And the other half of that question, so we've actually really got 3 from Avec Yannick, is there anything you regret not doing or something you regret doing. There's nothing that I regret doing on this trip so far. I've really enjoyed myself and I've enjoyed almost everywhere I've been. And obviously if I didn't go and do those things, I would feel like I had missed out. So there's nothing that I regret doing. However, I do regret missing something. I was very excited to go and visit a place called the Plain of Jars in Laos. And while I was up there, I was editing all the temple videos, which I put a lot more editing time into those because I was trying to learn new skills and they're longer videos and that kind of thing. So it was really I put a lot of pressure on myself to make sure they were good. And because I was so focused on that, I completely forgot about the Plain of Jars. And then I flew to go and meet Jackie in Ho Chi Minh. Again, all of the Jackie content is coming in the new videos. Here's a clip of me meeting her at the airport and like getting all happy sad.
Oh, you're great. I love you.
What was I saying? The Plain of Jars. I've missed the Plain of Jars. And it's a fascinating ancient burial site that's completely unique around the world. Scholars aren't actually sure what the jars are for, but I am hoping that I have time on this trip to go back up there, which is such a massive trip considering the reason I'm having to make it is because I forgot. But I am gonna go back up there, possibly, and make that video for you because I think it's a really interesting place and I'm very upset that I forgot. So I regret not doing the Plain of Jars. Next question is from Avril saying, standout moment of the trip so far. This might be too mushy for some of my audience and some of you might go, ah. But the standout moment, without a shadow of a doubt, is Jackie coming and spending the whole 3 weeks that we were together. Maybe sandboarding in the desert, in the tropics with Jackie is possibly the standout moment because it was hilarious that she went so much faster than me and just sped away down the hill. It was really good. So yeah, the answer to that is the 3 weeks that Jackie was with me and it was wonderful. It was a great time. That's the standout moment. And other than that, maybe when I got insanely drunk and sneaked onto the stage at 1,000 capacity nightclub and tried to make friends with the DJ, leading to a lot of confusion from everyone who was up there. And the bouncers were lovely to me. So I think maybe not getting my face smashed in for acting like an idiot in a nightclub and sneaking around in places I shouldn't have been in that nightclub. Again, coming up in a video soon. Another one from my mum. What is that around your neck? Is it a ring? Yes, it is a ring. I picked it up in Chiang Mai and it looks like, to me, the Eye of Horus, which I spotted it on the table, thought that looks like the Eye of Horus. I'll do a quick Google and see what the Eye of Horus is supposed to do. I'm not very spiritual, or I'm maybe superstitious more than anything else. So yeah, superstitiously, I found out what the Eye of Horus does. Apparently it protects you from bad spirits and bad people. So I was like, that sounds like a great idea. While I'm traveling in strange places, mostly on my own, I'll have it. And so far, it's worked very well. I haven't had any problems with bad spirits or bad people yet. And the last question is from Thea Harriet on Instagram. Where is your favorite place you have been so far and favorite food you have had whilst traveling? My favorite place so far is Siem Reap. As some of you might know, I spent a whole month there and I'm planning on returning there again soon because the culture of that city, the culture of Cambodia as well, which I'm learning since recently returning. The people are just so nice. They're so friendly. They're so welcoming. It's so cheap. The weather is warm and glorious every day. It does get too hot, but everywhere has a pool, so that's perfect. There's incredible historical temples nearby, and there are thousands of temples that you can get to on a motorcycle. Riding a motorcycle is legal as far as I am aware. I will find something to back this up before I tell you that riding a motorcycle is legal, with no license, no insurance, no nothing. You just grab a motorcycle and go. Everybody does that in every country in Southeast Asia, but technically you're breaking the law everywhere except Cambodia. So the standout place for sure is Siem Reap. If it was not for Jackie having her very successful dance school business in England, I would be settling there for 3 to 6 months, maybe a year. However, because Jackie is at home and I miss her very much, I probably won't be doing that. But Siem Reap's definitely the favorite place. And favorite food you have had while traveling? Wow, good question. I've eaten some strange things, for sure. I would say my favorite, not in flavor, but in the situation that I was in whilst I was eating it, would have to be the Cambodian curry. The Cambodian fish curry that I had offered to me by locals while we were helping to fix some holes in the new road that they'd built from West Barai to Sokya, my friend's village. That would definitely have to be up there. And even flavor-wise, it was absolutely lovely. And I dropped my phone in it, which led me to find out that dropping your phone in curry is universally funny. Doesn't matter what language you speak, doesn't matter what country you're in. If someone drops their phone in curry, everybody's gonna laugh. Okay, cool. Are we done? We're done. Yes? We're done. Great. And finally, I would just like to say thank you ever so much to everybody that has subscribed so far, and thank you for watching the video, for being charitable and leaving the occasional like. I love hearing the comments. If you've got any more questions for me, put them in the comments of this video, and then the next time we do one of these sort of formatted videos, I will answer them for you, and I look forward to doing that. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do go and check out some of the other videos, possibly here, I don't know, or I might put them on the end screen. They're all really good, I promise. You'll really enjoy it. You should watch one. Or two. Watch all of them. Watch a playlist. Yeah, and please do subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the travel content, and see you all next time. Bye.